विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे. Hare Krishna everyone, welcome back. We are doing a marathon and on shloka number 34 from chapter 4 Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Because it's such a deep shloka, we are taking good enough time to understand what Krishna is trying to convey here. So let me reiterate the shloka, chant it once and then we will continue our discussion. तद्विद्धि प्रणिपातेन परिप्रश्नेन सेवया उपदेक्ष्यन्ति ते ज्ञानं ज्ञानिनस्तत्त्वदर्शिनः. So we have already discussed what tadviddhi means. That means you are approaching a spiritual master only, exclusively with the intention of knowing the absolute truth. It's not like fashion, I also have a guru, or coming with some other ulterior motive. No, it's not for such things. It is for understanding absolute truth. And once you approach pranipata, paying obeisances as a way of surrender, pariprashna, doing constant inquiry with the right attitude, with relevant questions, and we are talking about sevaya, the importance of rendering service for the pleasure, for the satisfaction of the spiritual master. The attitude, the spirit, the consciousness with which we have to render service, with humility. And what kind of service we should render unto the spiritual master? Whatever is going to please him based on his instruction. And we were talking about in Prabhupada's case itself, how one instruction from his spiritual master became the overweighing principle all through his life. And sometimes even one lifetime may not be sufficient to execute the order of your spiritual master. That is how the guru means heavy. He is heavy with scriptural knowledge. He is heavy in his instructions. So there is this beautiful anecdote. So once during the time of Srila Prabhupada's spiritual master, who is Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Lion Guru, extremely powerful preacher. So there was a visitor who came and he happened to have a question. He wants to ask Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur that particular question, but he happened to be busy. So Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, right now I am busy, so why don't you go to the kitchen? Some of my disciples are busy doing certain things, so why don't you go assist them and then come back and ask me question and I'll also be free later. He said, okay, fine. So he went to the kitchen and all these disciples, they were busy, they were organizing, they were doing some cooking and cleaning and cutting up and all these things. So they put him, they engaged him, they said, can you please wash these utensils? He said, okay, no problem. He rolled up his sleeves and started nicely cleaning the utensils. And the whole time, all he did there was wash the utensils. And after he was done and disciples said, okay, we don't have any other seva now, you can take leave. So he just paid obeisances to Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur and he was about to leave. Then Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur called this man, didn't you have a question? He said, it already got cleared. So many a times, from this material perspective, we think that we will find answers only when we read books or listen to somebody speak. Of course, sometimes it does happen like this. But in a spiritual perspective, reading Shastra, scriptures, listening from the Guru is also effective, but also equally effective, we have to render service. When we render service, whatever we are reading, whatever we are hearing from the authoritative scriptures and authoritative Guru, it becomes realization. Otherwise, it's just here in the head. Intellectually, we know. But when we start serving the Guru to the best of our ability, with enthusiasm, with patience, we keep pushing forward, all that jnana turns vijnana. Otherwise, constipation. It's not going to get digested. So if you want to absorb, glean all that you are learning, and you also want to have deeper realizations, service is the way. And that's why Krishna is telling Sevaya, you should serve. Okay? And then if we do all these things, pranipata, pariprashna, sevaya, and then what is the reciprocation from the Guru? Upadekshanti te jnanam. He will reveal the knowledge to you. How is he able to do that? Jnaninas tattvadarshinaha. Hey, he's a jnani, right? He already has the jnana. That's why he is able to download it, transfer it onto you. And not just intellectual knowledge, he does have all that, but he is also a tattvadarshi. He has already seen the absolute truth, so he can also empower you to have darshan of that absolute truth. So this is the descending process. So you can't force your Guru to give it to you. He will reveal it to you when the time is right, when you are at the right, when he sees that you are qualified and you're doing all these things nicely, the Guru will start revealing more and more and more in time. This is a beautiful reciprocation between a Guru and a disciple. What a disciple should do, how a Guru reciprocates. It's a deep science, spiritual science. So I hope you draw some inspiration from all these discussions. We've taken, I think, about 8 episodes to talk just about this one shloka, and still we are just barely scratching the surface. There is so much we can discuss here. So please go back and watch all the 8 episodes again if you would like, and refresh your memory of all that we have covered. It's a very beautiful shloka, and also start acting along these lines. Okay, so I hope it was of some value to you. So in the next episode, we are going to talk about some more important shlokas coming up, because now the spiritual master is giving you all this transcendental knowledge. But what is the importance? What are the glories of transcendental knowledge? Krishna is going to talk about that in the upcoming shlokas. Extremely beautiful. You sure don't want to miss. So come back soon. Hare Krishna.